Hi, sir. I'm happy to be here. To answer these questions, I will say that a virtualization is a software-based emulation of physical computer. It runs on operating system and application just like a physical machine, but operates in isolated partition on host hardware. The, it is possible through virtual hypervisor, which is the brain of virtualization. It's a software layer that sits between the physical hardware and the virtual machine, allocating resources like CPU and RAM. Virtualization hardware. This includes a virtual CPU, a virtual RAM, virtual disk drive, and a virtual NIC, which is virtual network interface cards. We have also the guest operating, the operation system, Windows Linux, installed inside of the VM and with unaware that it isn't running on a physical metal. What I can say that is that those core components of a virtual machine, which are CPU, storage, disk, and VNIC, have the role that they play in the virtualizations that make virtualization possible. For example, as I can talk about the RAM, it is a workspace for each application. We can resize this memory and ensure the high speeds of the virtual machines to access without even wasting the hardware RAM that we have. That is specifically for each of them. They have their role that they play. Unique, it is an interface that allow communications in between virtual machines without interfering with each other. Let's talk about the leveraging of virtual machines in the business. So in a business setting, virtualization is a game changer for server consolidations. Instead of buying, for example, 10 physical server for 10 different tasks, paying for electricity and cooling for all of them, we can run 10 machines on virtual machine or 10 virtual machine on 2 or 1 high-powered physical host. This also enables disaster recovery because a VM is essential. A set of file we can snapshot or move it to a different physical locations instantly if the primary hardware fail. Question 2 is about the role and the features. When setting up a server, specifically in a Windows environment, we must distinguish between what the server is and what it can do. The key difference is that this is about server role. This defines the primary functions of the server. It is a job title. For example, if you install the web server role, that server main identity is to host websites. Server feature. These are auxiliary tool or software program that supports or enhance the server, but aren't is the primary purpose. Think of them as a skill. For example, BitLocker, drive encryption as a feature. It doesn't define the server's job, but it adds a layer of the security of whatever the server is doing. It determines also the need to decide what to install. You should perform a requirements analysis, identify the goal. Does the business need a central place to store file or a way to assign IP address, DHCP? Resources edit. Check if the hardware can handle the overheads of the role. Principle of least privileges. Only install what is necessary. Every unnecessary role or feature increase the attack surface for security vulnerability. Let's talk now about equation 3, which is Active Directory Domain Management. Active Directory is a directory service developed by Microsoft. Its primary purpose is to provide a centralized database for managing permissions and access to network resources. It's also to facilitate management. Without Active Directory, if an employee changed their password, an IT admin might have to manually update it on every individual machine. With AD, centralized authentication, user log in once to the domains, and the Active Directory verify the identity across all connected services. Object-oriented organization. Resources, printer, computer, user are organized in organization units, making easy to apply policy to a specific department. Common tasks, for example, a password reset. The most common task in resetting a user password: when an employee forgets their login, an admin open the Active Directory user and computer to find the user objects and assign a temporary password. Because of the domain structure, that change is immediately recognized by every computer the user tried to log in. Thank you for your time.